Hello and welcome to today's lesson. And today's lesson we have an interesting topic to learn because we are talking about the COMPXM exam, but now for the global DNA. So we have been doing the global DNA rounds, that's from round 1 to 6, and now we want to do the COMPXM for the global DNA simulation. Also it's called the CAPSIM global DNA, so whatever you call it, but for me I'll just be calling it global DNA. So for this exam, it's just the same as the normal COMPXM because you have round 1 to round 5. Round 5 is called the final round. So you need to make the decisions and answer the board query questions, which are here. So I'm going to take you through how I'm going to make the decisions for the round 1 of the simulation. And maybe if you have any questions or you need help in the COMPXM Global DNA, just a reminder that we're offering tutoring services, and you can text me on the email on the description, and I'll be able to get back to you as soon as possible and help you on the exam so that you can score highest marks possible. So I'm going to launch the web spreadsheet, and after launching it, I had already made a draft, so we shall just work with the draft from the R&D to the finance department. So for me, I'm actually using 4 products. So initially we had 2 products, that's Able and Eka. Able is selling in the budget segment and Eka is selling in the performance segment. So I'm just going to use the 4 products. So I've introduced 2 more products, that's Adam and Agep. So before making any decisions for the COMPXM Global DNA round 1, I'm going to take you through the globe, which is now our report, before we make the decision. So under the globe, it's cool for you to go through the report so that you can know what customers need for each and every department. And actually this round 0 report. So we are just getting started with round 1. So our company at the moment is actually our company is Andrews, and you can see that maybe we had sales of 151,904, EBIT of 16,674, contribution margin of 32.4%, SG and A sales of 17.7%, cumulative profit of 24,539. That's actually for the round 0 report. So we shall scroll down maybe to the market shares, and you can see that we had a market share of 34.8%, which is not bad. And maybe about how we sold our products for each and every market. Remember that in this simulation we have 3 regions. We have the Asia Pacific, we have the Europe, and we have the North America. So for the plant details, you can see the capacity that we have for demand is 3,250, and the automation is at 4.5. So this means that we need to buy more automation so that we can lower down the labor cost and the material cost. So another thing that you need to check is the production analysis, whereby you can be able to see how our product are selling. So you can see Able, we sold 1122 at a price of 30, and we sold in the Americas. For Europe, Able we sold 1808 at a price of 31.50. For Eka, that's now the performance product, we sold only 13 units at a price of 40.95. So that means that we need to reduce our price so that we can fit in this market. For Asia Pacific, we sold 338 products of Able at a price of 34.50. So that's it, and you should keenly go through the report so that you can be able to maybe come up with the decisions for the new round. So I'm going to give you a walkthrough of my decisions for round 1, and kindly do not use my values because actually we differ in the report that we have. So if you use my values, you will actually fail because we have different reports, or we have different globes. The globe, so it's our report, so we have different reports. So for Able, I decided to give it 7.3 and 7.3 for the accuracy. Service life maintained at 17,000. I'm selling in all the kits, so it's Americas, Europe, and Asia Pacific. And this is actually the positioning of our product Able in the perceptual, or maybe on the perceptual map. For Eka, I decided to give it 9.9 and 9.7. Service life of 22,000. I'm selling it in all the regions, and you can see the positioning is here. So this one is in the performance segment. Next product is Adam, and for Adam is a new product, and it will be selling in the budget segment. So Adam will actually be located here, and you can see I gave it a speed of 7.3, accuracy of 7.3, service life of 14,000. You can see that our revision date for release date for this product is the 21st October 2031. That means that new products will start selling in the next year. Agep, I'll be selling it in the performance segment, and you can see I gave it a service speed of 9.7, accuracy 9.7, service life 14,000. I'm selling it in all the 3 regions, and its positioning is here. So that's all. Down here you have the charts for the investment, material cost per unit, perceived edge. Also you can see that you have your customer buying criteria or your expectation for the customers, and you're being told for the Americas in the budget segment, customers need a local price of 12 to 32, and it has 49% importance. Positioning of 7.3, accuracy of 7.3, and it has 24% importance. 3 years of age, and it has 16% importance. Service life between 14 to 20,000, it has 11% importance. For the performance segment, customers expect a speed of 10.9, accuracy 10.9, it has 35% importance. 0 years for the age, and it has 29% importance. 17 to 23 hours for the service life, it has 20% importance. And 22.5 to 42.5, 16 hours importance. That's actually for the local price. You can also be able to see your competitors, how your products are being sold and all that. And on the other side, you can be able to see the forecasting tools for your products. So the anticipated release, and maybe the update, or maybe if you have any new products. So that's all about the R&D department. Next, we are talking about the marketing department. In other marketing, we are talking about the normal things, one of them being the regional expenditures, which is actually the regional promo and the regional sales. We also have to talk about each and every product, the price, and the focus. So we shall start with this side. So on the Americas department, or maybe in the Americas region, you can see that our regional promo, we gave it 1,000. Regional sales, we gave it 1,500. So the regional market has a total of 2,500. So for the regional promo, it helps us to increase the customer awareness through promotions and maybe trade shows. And for the regional sales, it will help us increase customer accessibility. That's actually how easily can customers be able to access our products in the market. On the other side, we now have each and every product that's selling in the Americas, and one of them is Able, which is in the budget segment. The primary segment for it is budget segment, and has a customer satisfaction of 8.6. And I decided to reduce the price to 29.5 so that we can be able to attract more customers. Worst case, I gave it 1,300 at the forecast. Best case, I gave it 1,400 at the forecast. We also have the awareness and accessibility. So for the promotion, I decided to invest 1,000. It is giving me 66% awareness. For the sales, I invested 1,500. It is giving me 49% awareness. This is actually a percentage of the market that will get to know about your company or your product. For Eka, it's in the performance segment. So it has customer satisfaction of 949.7. I decided to give it a price of 38.00. Worst case forecast, I gave it 600. Best case, I gave it 800. Forecast simply means is the amount of, or maybe the number of products that you're anticipating to sell in this round. For the promotion, I gave it 1,000. It gave me 57% of the market. 2,000 for the sales, and it gave me 84% accessibility. Next is Adam and Agip, and for Adam and Agip, they are not yet developed. Remember that they'll be start selling, or maybe they'll be available from the next year. Next market is Europe, and for Europe, for Able, I reduced the price to 30 so that you can be able to attract more customers with our price. Forecast, I gave it 2,000 and 2,100 for the best case. Promotion, 1,700 is giving me 98% importance. So accessibility, 2,000 is giving me 45% importance. For Eka, I reduced the price to 39, and forecast 450 for the worst case, 500 for the best case, and promotion 1,000 is giving me 57% awareness, and 1,500 for the sales. Budget is giving me 74% awareness. Lastly, the Asia Pacific market, we are still talking about the same products. So Able, I'm selling it at 30. Forecast 500 for the worst case, 600 for the best case. Promotion is giving me 73%, and accessibility is giving me slightly lower, which is 27%. Next is Eka. For Eka, I'm selling it at 38. Our worst case for the forecast is 400, best case is 500. Promotion 63%, accessibility 62%. Remember, the two more, or maybe the two other products are still developing, so they won't be able to sell in this round. We shall start selling them in the next round, which is round 2. So that's all about marketing. If you have any questions about marketing, or maybe if it's challenging to you, you can just contact me and I'll be able to sort you out. Next department is production. Another production, we are simply responding to what we forecasted. So we are responding to the forecast. So under production, I tried to invest in capacity and automation. So for the plant, this is just a wall. So I bought a capacity of around 750. So our new level is actually at 4,000, and it costed me 18,300. And automation, I increased it to 4.6. It costed me 1,600. The reason why I'm buying more capacity is increasing our ability to produce more products, and the reason why I'm buying more automation is for us to lower the labor cost and the material cost so that we can maximize on profits. On the other side, for the Americas, able, you can see that our forecast demand is 1,400. We have an inventory of 135. I decided to produce 675 and outsourced 600. And you can see that we have an overage of around 3. This is actually to avoid stocking out. For ECA, which is still in the Americas, the forecast was 800. We have an inventory of 35. I decided to produce 600 and 175. And you can see that our overage is at 4. This simply means this will avoid stocking out. For production, for the other two products, they are not available this year, so they'll start selling the next year. Next is the European market, and now the European market, our forecasted demand is 2,100. I started to produce 900. We have an inventory of 0, remember, and I outsourced 1210, so our overage is around 1. For ECA, our forecast demand is 500. We have an inventory of 53, so I decided to produce 325 and outsource 130, so our overage is 5. Lastly is the Asia Pacific market. For the Asia Pacific market, for our product able, our forecast is 600. Started to produce 375 and outsource 250, and you can see that we have an overage of 21. Lastly, for ECA, our forecast demand is at 500. We have an inventory of 0, so I decided to produce 375 and outsource 135, and our overage is at 6. So that's all. Each and every round, most of the time, we shall be buying more capacity and more automation. And buying more capacity simply means we're increasing our chances of being able to produce more products. And automation will lower down the material cost and the labor cost. And that's how we're going to increase our profits. Down here, the demand versus supply, the capacity levels, the production cost versus outsourced cost, and all that. Next on is actually finance. Another finance, we normally talk about funding our company, and there are many ways for us to fund our company. You can issue stock, you can retire stock, you can also go ahead and take loans to finance your company, and actually that's what you normally use most of the time. So you have two loans. One of them you can borrow the current debt, or you can issue the long-term debt. So you choose your poison. So for me, I'm going to issue a long-term debt of 17,000, and after doing that, you can see that my cash position at the end of the year is at 3652. So meaning we have financed all the company activities, and we still have some good money at the end of the year. So if you need such results in this simulation, just a reminder for you to text me on the email on the description, and I'll be able to help you out. So I'm going to save my decisions, and then I'm now going to do the board queries that we are being given. So if you need the best results for the COMPXM, I really advise you to contact me so that I can be able to help you out. So next on is actually the board query. So thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much.